Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
So when I was working on Selena, the series for Netflix, to play the role of Abraham Quintanilla, I put on a specific amount of weight, which I was fine doing, but also realizing it could be difficult to get that weight off. I got back into my physical regimen with James Leha, but I was still having trouble with just those last amounts. And that's when I got to meet Arturo from Laredo Medical Weight Loss Clinic. And just the products that he gave me kind of put me over the edge. I feel great about myself.
Hi, I'm Don McLaughlin. I'm a candidate for House District 80, which consists of Webb County, Uvalde County, Dimmitt County, Zavala County, Frio County, and Atascosa County. I'm also a small businessman, and I know what it takes to run a small business. And for too long, we've had too much government regulation coming into our small business and making it tougher and tougher for us to survive and get by. And that's one of the things I hope to change. Small business is the backbone of the state of Texas, and we need to make sure it thrives and that they have the support they need in government and less government regulation.
Back at you and Gloves Off, and today I got a great guest, one I call a brother, Grandmaster Bram Frank, and he's in Florida. First thing I want to tell you, my brother, is I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad Floridians are safe. For those that perished, our condolences. Our prayers go out with everybody. We just beyond words, we just want our kindness to expel towards you all, and we embrace you all as brothers, because that's what we are. Now, how are you?
I'm a little tired. We had Helene 10 days ago. We had the hurricane, it barely cleaned up. And then this one came through, which, you have to pardon me, wore me out. And I lost friends in North Carolina, and I was supposed to be teaching in Alabama. And of course, it was right when the Helene was going up. So all that was flooded out. I couldn't go. I'm actually supposed to be at a seminar this weekend, and Amtrak canceled ahead of time because the storm was supposed to just be getting here. It moved extra fast, which is good. But technically, we were supposed to have the hurricane today, yesterday and today, and the airports wouldn't have been open. So anyways, Amtrak out of safety, and I get it. They canceled the train. So because of that, I get to be here. But tornadoes came down. My house is okay. Believe it or not, it's still raining outside. We're still having all sorts of wind. You might have seen that the rivers are coming up now from all the rain, and that's a secondary flooding people out there were just saying on the news they have to worry about. But overall, I'm safe. I'm old and tired, but it's my pleasure to be with you, and thank you for checking on me during the storm. If you get people who are listening and watching, Brother Paul is my brother. Professor Paul takes care of me, checks on me, and always makes sure I'm okay. Thank you so much.
Well, no, we appreciate that. There's very few people that I call brothers, and those that I call brothers, keep them close to the heart. We always have to check up on each other. But here's what we're at. A lot of people are very, very worried because when a disaster comes in, you have a lot of things that occur after that, kind of like looting and people trying to take advantage of others. And there's that safety mechanism that's going around. And you, as a former peace officer, how can you tell people, and of course, and a great martial artist, tell people how to protect themselves in this type of situation and how to be calm? Basically,
you hit on something important, being calm. So many people are ready to fly off the handle at everyone for every little last thing and start a war. And so, like left turn at Albuquerque, I saw a guy who couldn't make the automated machine work at the post office, in between all the stress of what's going on. And he kept getting the same screen. So I leaned over and said, I do this all the time. If you just, And he screamed at me and swore at me and told me what I think he's stupid. And I'm thinking, well, you might be because you keep hitting the same buttons over and over again. It gives you the same thing, can't proceed. I said, well, the machine's a little finicky. I tried to be polite. And I touched his arm to go, look, you just hit this button. And he, don't freaking touch me, screaming at me and go, you want to fight right here? I'm like, everyone post office backed off. And all I wanted to do was make it easier for him. So into what you say, people need to be aware. People are looking for issues. I don't know if it's the same in Texas it is here. Ron DeSantis, our governor, came out with all the people saying we are a Second Amendment state and a concealed carry state. If you break into someone's home, please expect a Second Amendment response, which I appreciate because he doesn't want people thinking they can loot and do whatever. As for interpersonal, I think people need to do, again, back to what we said, being calm. You have to be not ready to pick up and go for it, but how fast can you diffuse it, which is part of self-defense? Hands up, which is good. And I tell people, don't engage with them. Calm them down, if anything. Like this guy was screaming and swearing at the post office. I just finally backed off and said, I don't need you saying you're sorry. I said, well, I'm sorry. You got upset that I said, I'm sorry. And I backed off. And, and everyone backed away from him. I think that's all we can do right now. Most people want to help each other, like you trying to help me and making sure I'm okay. And we have lots of people, my friends and students are out helping in North Carolina and South Carolina. And that's what they happen to not be here. They're helping others. But people here, most people trying to help each other. But there are people, lots of people who are not from America, who are stuck here, who are looking to take advantage. You need to back off. Some of the gang members, I don't know how to deal with them really because backing off doesn't do it. They're looking for prey. And in that case, you might actually have to defend yourself. All I can say is Boy Scout, Girl Scout model, like we teach, just be prepared. Be prepared to hands up and protect yourself, back off, and know that in this case, anything to do to stop yourself from being hurt or stop them from hurting someone else. My case, in your case, I think we're sworn by who we are, what we do, and by profession to intercede and protect other people.
And that's that caring comes out. You always want to help others if you can, or get help for others when you can't help others, right? And I think that's the main part here is, like you said, there's going to be a lot of emotions that are flying out the hinge, but then you have that criminal element that wants to take advantage all the time and are looking for prey. And you have to actually be, if you're confident and you demonstrate that, most predators aren't going to go after you if you can show some type of ability of standing up for yourself. But you have those predators out there that are going to go after that, and that's where the problem lies. And I suggest this, if you're going to be going out with somebody, be going out with, have 2, maybe 3 people with you at all times, because of that nature of everything's going on there. If they see one person carrying a bunch of groceries, well, they're easy prey. If it's a mom carrying 4 kids or 3 kids and by herself, that's prey. So you have to understand that. And I tell people this, regardless if you're, we're in Texas, you can carry a gun and a knife anywhere you wish. You can carry it both concealed or open. And I tell people it's fine and dandy, all the systems that are out there that are now teaching both weapon systems that are out there, but you have to learn how to defend yourself from the basics all the way out. And what I call basics, I don't have anything with me. You have to learn self-defense with just talking. And if you've done martial arts for a long time and serious within it, a lot of these streetwise martial arts that are out there are, like I said, streetwise. You start knowing how to negotiate yourself out of trouble, and
you come from my generation. Our parents and teachers controlled the voice. God help me, my mother used my full name. I knew I was in trouble, and
I lost you, but I'll go like this: 5, 4. we come from the generation, as you were saying.
Yeah, that our parents' voices mattered. If my mom yelled at me or said my full name, I was in trouble. We were always told, you can tell by the tone, a good teacher, and they don't have them, a lot of them today. Teacher can control her classroom by voice. When that voice changed, we froze. If my parents' tone changed, I froze. I knew I was in for it. And people aren't listening for that. And I think voice is first level. I have to explain to people, force continuum, that if an officer, if one of us talks to you and tells you not to do, I'm allowed to talk back. Well, actually, no, you're not. Voice is first level of control. If you use voice and argue back, they're allowed to put hands on you. Well, then I'll smack them. Well, no, now see, if you touch an officer or someone after they've tried voice and they touch you to calm you down or go, look, I need you to listen, and then you strike them back, depending upon what methodology they've learned, what unit they're with, or whatever, I may be allowed to go right to firearm because I may have nothing else, but I'm allowed to go to tools because I'm allowed to be one level over. The problem with predators is, as you were saying, some of them respond to voice because they don't want to deal with another predator per se, a good predator. They don't want to deal with someone who might cause them trouble. But I notice more and more when we talked about emotional response, they're looking for trouble. They want to instigate something. So it's not just prey. It's become very strange. Like the ones in Colorado who were taking over the apartment buildings. Where does that put you in a situation with that kind of stuff? So I agree that we have to know empty hand. I'm like you. I'm going to stay where I can carry all the time. It's my American Express card. I am never without something, be it my flashlight, my pens that I use instead of a tactical pen, my crimps, my knives, a firearm, something's with me. But I understand there's times you don't. And you and I joked off camera beforehand about what do we do first. I'm real big one on those a stop kick, a G kick. I use oblique kicks because I'm not picking my feet up, just to make you stop so I can decide what to do. And
Absolutely.
I like to monitor your hands, and I tell people, if up close and personal, if you got your hands up distracted, oblique kick or just a short kick to their shin or foot can distract someone off or off balance them to take half a step back. But and you have to also mitigating factor. We've talked about this before. You people who are listening will get it. People say just run away. Sometimes you have your family with you. You can't run away, which then it becomes you need to negotiate the situation. As you've said several times, talking is a first line of defense. And if you can sense they're not going to respond to that, you have to get ready to do something besides curl up in a fetal position and give up.
And there's a lot of things into that formula. If I'm with my family and we're approached, which I sense there's some predators, my escalation level is going to go one above, like you said, because I have to protect that and protect those in there. So there's, people need to understand that, and people also need to understand not to become paranoid over something, because somebody might be trying to help you, like what you experienced, and the person turns around and starts yelling. That's a difference. That's a difference,
And that's what I meant when you and I talked about tensions are so high. This guy didn't want to hear it, and everyone in the post office, because he finally didn't want to wait in line either. He swore at everyone in the post office, swore at the people at the counter, and walked off. I see them every day because I'm in their mailing stuff. They went, Bram, what was that all about? I said, I don't know. The guy just was unhappy with life, with us, the machine. We're better off that he walked out the door. We were worried he's going to start something. I said, I realized. And then it would have caused me to do something differently. I didn't want an altercation, but
absolutely
not let them hurt people in line or attack the people in the post office. And, even with the big warning signs going, no trouble in the post office, no fighting, no weapons, no anything. Of course, some people said, well, you have a pocket knife. I said, it's not a weapon. I have a pocket knife. I'm allowed to carry a pocket knife. And believe me, every postal guy in here is very happy. All the women are happy that I'm in here right this minute.
No, yeah. And people need to understand that there's a difference, rank in the street doesn't value and doesn't mean anything. So when you're taught and you're training in martial arts, you have to always keep that ego out. And what I'm trying to talk about.
Just want to interrupt you for 1 second. It's pouring rain here, and the tornado sirens are going off. So
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that if something.
Yeah, we'll take it on this note, folks. Listen closely. Right now, it's a dangerous situation where we're at all over the place, and they're especially in Florida and in North Carolina and Tennessee and those areas. Our hearts are with you all. Stay calm, be collective, be with a buddy system. If you're going someplace, take a buddy with you. Go someplace in pairs. Understand what happened. Be careful out there. And be around and understand where the police are and the firemen and everybody else, first responders.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, brother. You stay safe. We're going to cut this one short, and we'll see you next time. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more.
Thank you to everyone listening. I'm sorry about the sirens.
Be safe. Bye.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Have you ever wondered about what happens in a martial arts studio? Well, you start right away by setting goals, building determination, gaining focus, building skills, all while becoming more fit, gaining confidence, and learning self-defense. Buitron Academy is a school where attitude meets aptitude. So give us a call at 956-401-4868